Hey guys, Dr. Sean here again. We're going to talk about the difference between internal health and internal medicine doctors. There's a difference here, and this is something I like to discuss in practice. I always use kind of a teeter-totter effect here. I got my little teeter-totter going on. The internal medicine doctors that are sitting over here and the internal health, there's a difference between them. This is really important. In the internal medicine guys, they deal with acute care, they deal with trauma, and they deal with the effect. Now, this is great if you've been hit by a bus or you're having a heart attack. The problem we have is at the other side of the fence, the internal health doctors. We deal with chronic conditions. We deal with degeneration. And we deal with the cause. Now, when you look at the two fields and you think to yourself, well, what does it mean? Think of it like this. They're a firefighter on a fire. House is burning. These are the guys to call. We're more like an insurance adjuster. We come in before and we go, Mrs. Smith, we love your new home, but you got to move that lamp away from those drapes or you're going to burn your house down someday. We come in after a fire has been contained and say, Mrs. Smith, we told you to move that lamp away from those drapes. You can't put it back there again. You got to move it. So the principle behind internal health is to restore normal body function. You help the body restore normal, but you do that by finding its cause. This side of the fence tends to focus more on the effect. So what does that mean? Treating the effect is telling the body what to do. So for example, if we use medications, a prescription of some sort, that's designed to dictate to the body. It tells it, you will do this. And it's a good thing sometimes. Sometimes you got to tell the body it's in trouble. You got to help it. Nutrition, on the other side of the fence, doesn't tell the body what to do. It says, hey, I'm going to assist you in doing what you should be doing. I'm going to help you work the way you're supposed to work. So when we look at internal medicine and we look at internal health, we say, well, who are these people? Right? Who are these guys? These are MDs predominantly. These are DOs, doctors of osteopathy. Every now and then you might see a vet sneak in over here. Then when you hop to this side of the fence, guess what? It's MDs. It's DOs. You'll see a DC, which is what I am over here. And again, you'll see a vet sneak in over here on this side. We try to do things as naturally as possible. See, things have changed, guys. Our paradigm of healthcare is not what it was. When Virchow discovered modern medicine 150 years ago, his concept was that, all right, 80% of the mortality rate at that time was due to trauma and infectious diseases. Oh, these things. But today, because of hygiene, more than anything, and labor laws and OSHA laws, we don't have 9-year-olds working in a mine. We don't have 16-hour work days. We actually filter and clean our water. We're not getting it out of a pond where the cattle are bathing and feeding. We don't have that anymore. So this model has been replaced. People are living longer. And because we're living longer, today, most people tend to die from chronic degenerative conditions. When was the last time you saw a cholera outbreak? You know, it just doesn't happen much anymore. It could, and we've got a wonderful model if it does. But that paradigm has shifted. Now you're getting 80% of the population that's dying from cancer, stroke, heart disease, diabetes. None of those are traumatic or acute. They're chronic, degenerative. And here's the problem that we have. If your model of healthcare is designed to treat this, and you force it to deal with this, it fails. How bad does it fail? The World Health Organization ranks us about every 5 years or so, where we are overall. They rank us in 2 categories. They rank us in acute, traumatic care, and they rank us in chronic, degenerative care. We are number one in the world for acute care, and we have been for 40 years. We're the best place in the world if you get injured or acutely sick. We were 82nd in the world for chronic degenerative care. Our overall ranking put us at 42 in the world. Of all the nations, 42nd in the world for healthcare. Morocco beat us. I think of Morocco, I think sand, desert, camels, and not a very wealthy nation. How is their healthcare better than ours? We spend 3 times more on healthcare than any other nation in the world. We got a problem. And the problem is this. We have a teeter-totter that's doing this. We have to balance it. Let them do their job. Let them work on acute traumatic care and saving lives. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to recognize now that there's been a shift. We have to focus on helping the body to function normally. We have to focus on restoring normal body function and preventing disease, not drugging it. Dr. Sean.